And I am a Salesforce certified expert, CTO, Director, Cloud Analogy. I'm going to present you a demo video of the work which we have done for a non-profit organization. Before I give you a demo, let me elaborate a bit more about the client. So client is a big name in non-profit organizations already using Salesforce. They came to us and requested us to come up with a non-profit organization vetting and approval process. So their entire business process was based upon different other small, big non-profits process. So before any ado, let me begin the demo. So the first and the foremost thing starts with an account. So I'll just go ahead and quickly create an account. In account, you can see there are different types of non-profits and individual, household, and different record types for account. I'll select a non-profit organization. I'll create a new account and let me mark it as leave or whatever. You can see that I haven't provided any of the further details. So I'll try to search this particular organization using GuideStar first. So the first step in the process would obviously be to find out the organization whether it exists or not. So this is the particular account I have created. Now if I go down and I click on the GuideStar process, it will take me to a custom VF page which we have built. And this particular page is account verification. To fetch all the details, all the different non-profit organization via help of the GuideStar API. So you can see that this particular custom page follows the lightning look and feel, obviously. And if there is the particular account name already present, and it fetched a couple of organization detail from GuideStar org itself. So if you click on the URL, you can see that it shows the profile ID, it shows the various profile details of that particular org, and further on the financials and a lot of other information related to that particular non-profit. So what the user is supposed to do is just select a particular org, okay, and you can see that it has fetched several particular organization, and once you select that particular non-profit org, it fetches the further all detailed information, okay, and we can review the GuideStar report which I have just clicked and showed you, and based on the various questions whether the particular org has passed the non-profit compliant act or not and the other details, I'll click on save. And these all details are actually verified from the report itself. So as soon as it gets saved, you can see that all the further details like shipping address, fax, phone numbers, EIN number details are fetched in and populated in the org. Now the second step is obviously the qualitative review. In qualitative review, we have asked simple questions. Depending upon the particular non-profit details and investigation, what we will do, we can check on answers to this particular question whether it satisfies those answers or not, and the vetted by person, the vetted date, and we can click on save results, which again it is going to save the details. So this being the second step. The last step will obviously be the final approval. Under final approval, the user can go ahead and obviously this can be a manager or someone who is responsible for approving or rejecting that particular org. So they can go ahead and see the further details and they can mark it as approved or put in some notes or details, and then they can save the results. So by this entire process, the particular company, you can see the name also got changed, everything got updated, and it is finally approved. Now this was part one of the task which we did. The second part of the requirement obviously came in when they requested us to come up with the payment and distribution section. Now to do that, let me create another account, but this time not the non-profit one. This time I'm going to create a simple individual household account, and I will save it. And under that, I'm going to create a new opportunity. Now opportunity is a pledge which this particular household has taken to pay, basically donate the amount. So I'm going to enter in couple of the details, like all the details which are required for a couple of days, and the amount obviously. So in amount section, I'll take a pledge of $10,000 and I'll click on save. So the payment and the distribution cycle related to this particular pledge is going to come up. So if I click on the payment schedule, this will take me to the VF page again, the VF page which we created. I can select the number of distributions. So if I select 5, then the date from which I want to start the distribution, the interval, so I want a 1 month monthly interval. I'll select via which way I want to do the payment, and I'll click on calculate payment. So it will automatically calculate the payment, the details, and supposedly this particular payment was paid in advance. So I'll enter the payment details. I'll mark it as paid, and I'll do the save payment. Now this is going to generate all the payment records. You can see the pledge, all the details came in. Now the distribution. So I have received the payment. Okay, now I'm going to distribute it. So my first distribution, let it be of $4,000. I'm going to donate it to an event. Okay, and I'm going to give it a title, Feed the Poor, and I'll click on save. Food and shelter, fooding, clothing, and I'll click on save. So once the objective is created, I'll do a distribution schedule, and under the distribution schedule, again the same way, I'm going to do a 2-time distribution. Let it mark it as 4-time distribution, and in an interval of 2 or 7 days, kind of monthly, weekly. I'll click on calculate distribution. You can see on the same month, 4 times I'm going to do the distribution, and in same way I can save it. So all these distributions will get calculated. Now the concept which we have used is obviously VF pages with Lightning enabled. The entire thing is based on the front-end JavaScripts. That's why it is pretty fast and robust. Similarly, we also worked on the communities for this particular section, so that the sponsors, basically the pledge takers, can log in and see all their details related to the payment and the distribution.